Hello everybody, I'm Nurgleprobe and welcome to the MetaPod. It's time now to look forward to the amazing Pokémon TCG World Championship that will take place in the United States, and we're looking forward to see the great decks, to see the tournament that's already taken place. Oh. So yes, the Pokémon TCG World Championship and the Video Game World Championship took place this weekend. And today we're going to talk about a few of the more surprising decks that appeared during this tournament. I would just number all the decks that actually made it to the top 8 in all the different age groups, so we don't differentiate between the different age groups here. So first of all, we had 6 Night March decks, one of them having Vespiquen as a backup attacker there, but overall 6 Night March decks. We had 4 Giratina EX Darkrai EX decks, though with a few different builds there actually. 3 Greninja Break decks with Talonflame as a supporting Pokemon. Well, not a supporting Pokemon, it's actually an attacking Pokemon, but if you don't start with it, you have no way of playing it in the deck. 3 Trevenant Break decks, no surprise there. Maybe a little bit surprised there weren't more of them, but 2 Vespiquen decks, one having a really interesting build that we're gonna get to that. And of course also remember that one of the Night March decks had Vespiquen in them, so virtually there were 3 Vespiquen decks. There were 2 Metal Toolbox decks. There was 1 Vileplume deck, and when I say Vileplume deck, the deck actually used the evolutions Glaceon and Jolteon as its main attacker, but 3 Vileplume in the deck all in all. And it seemed interesting. I'm glad that one of those more interesting decks made it to the top 8. 1 Seismitoad EX Bats deck. So Seismitoad was out completely from the tournament. There was 1 Manectric EX Garbodor deck, which is usually, it used to be an anti-meta kind of deck. And then 1 Mega AUDINO deck. Them Japanese, they sure know how to bring interesting decks to World Championships. So let's move on to the winning decks in each age group, shall we? In the junior division, we had Darkrai EX, Giratina EX, supported by a Garbodor, which is, it was just a strong deck. There were a few of them, we mentioned, right? There were 4 of them in the tournament all in all, with a few different builds, and this was, I think, the only one that played Garbodor, so that's pretty good. I'm guessing people started to play Garbodor against Greninjas and Trevenants just to stop them from being horrible and annoying. So clearly that worked out. So that was the junior division. In the senior division, we had Vespiquen supported by Mega Break, which is a really interesting support Pokemon. One thing that I noticed was that he didn't need to play energies in that deck hardly. He played 4 double colors energies for the Vespiquens, but then the Mega Break can actually attack for free because of the Mega it is evolving from, which the rule says, or the ability says on it, that if you have 4 cards in your hand, all the attacks become free on that Pokemon. So then you can attack, I think it's 100 damage or 110 damage or something like that for free, which is impressive. Looking forward to trying that on a stream on a Friday. Don't forget to check the links down below for that. Self-promotion. So that was the senior division. Vespiquen with the Mega Break. In the Masters division, this is a deck that we will have to talk about a little bit, because this is one of those, you do that to the paper, and you face palm, you look at the video of that game, and you're like, well, that works, I guess. So basically, a Mega AUDINO deck made it through the whole Worlds tournament to the finals, won it, and everybody's just like, what happened? I think there were several Japanese players that actually brought the Mega AUDINO deck. Now let's be completely honest, the Mega AUDINO never looked bad, did it? No. But we didn't want to try it either. We didn't want to get the cards for it, though they were super cheap in PTCGO, Pokemon TCG Online. So I guess I should have tried it. Now let's talk a little bit about why that is so good. First of all, it doesn't really have a weakness that was important for this tournament. I wasn't really affected by anything, so no weakness, awesome. Secondly, it has a big health pool, which is really good in the format against Night Marchers, and Trevenants have a hard time killing it because it takes some time for it to kill it. Even more importantly than that is the price race. Have you heard about the price race? So basically, Mega AUDINO is a great card in this format. It has a lot of HP, it survives everything, and it can knock out 2 cards from Night March and a lot of other decks in the format. Greninja, Trevenant, both of those decks, if you get 2 prize cards in one attack, that is a pretty good trade-off against those decks. So I'm impressed that they built this deck and took it to Worlds, and what a huge success it was. The funniest thing was the Japanese players obviously bought Japanese cards. A lot of players had to ask, even during the live stream, so what does it do? And that's definitely one of the best things about bringing a card that is powerful in the format and also a surprise to your opponent, because you don't know how to play around it perfectly. Should I bench things? Should I not do things? Should I Lysander into what now? Or should I try and focus on energy removal? How do I take care of this Pokemon in the best way? Of course, if you're Night Marshal, you just go like, oh, I need to knock it out. But if you knock it out, yeah, that's a lot of Night Marshals being gone, and if they can knock out 2 of yours later on, that's just rough. So basically that was it for the Pokémon TCG World Championship of 2016. It's more interesting to watch the games than just hear about the decks, obviously, but a few of these decks were really interesting, and I hope and I think I will try a few of them in the future. They seem really interesting and fun to play, so it's gonna be amazing. Don't forget to check that out on Fridays, where I stream it on twitch.tv/Nurgleprobe. Also, I'll leave a link down below for the decks, or for the page where they show the decks, so you can look at all the deck lists yourself. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, everybody. This has been the MetaPod. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, and why, yes, it's a dead pony on my shirt. That is correct.